Hello guys, how's it going? Joseph Reviews. Yes, I've not made a video in a while because I was I was up in the North Coast in Northern Ireland, which is where I'm living currently. So, yep. And yeah, I'm back, guys. Once again, I'm not dead. I'm just busy. But yes, I do have some videos planned. So yeah. And this is for my Mission Impossible ranking. Since a month ago, we've had Mission Impossible Fallout, which came out last month, and I thought this is the perfect time to rank all the Mission Impossible films. And yes, keep in mind, guys, these are my opinions. They're not fact as always. So make sure you respect my opinion, and make sure you make your opinions on the list. If your list is similar, all the same as mine, that's cool, and that's great to agree. But hopefully you can all respect my opinion as well. So, and I respect yours as well, like I always do. So without further ado, let's get into the ranking of the Mission Impossible films. Alright, coming at number 6 is quite possibly everyone's least favourite film in the franchise, and that is Mission Impossible 2. Now, unlike some other fans, I don't hate Mission Impossible 2. I just think it's pretty mediocre. Mission Impossible 2, by many people, it is the worst in the franchise. It is considered the worst in the franchise, which I do agree on. Yeah, it was just sort of a James Bond sort of style for Mission Impossible, which wasn't the right way. And yes, there are some pretty dumb moments where the villain and Ethan Hunt crashing into each other, which is pretty dumb, but it's pretty fun at the same time. And the fight scene towards the end is actually pretty good, I am not gonna lie. But the first acts really drag, and it just felt very different and very bland itself. So that's Mission Impossible 2, number 6. Alright, coming at number 5 is the very first Mission Impossible movie. This was a great start to the series, I will say that. It has one of the most iconic scenes in an action film, where Ethan Hunt has a string hanging up, and you really feel the death for you really do feel the death for his IMF team. And yes, spoilers, by the way, I forgot. But anyways, but yeah, Mission Impossible, the first one, is really good. It is pretty dated at times. I mean, there's not enough action in this, but this is the first one. I mean, the first ones don't normally have some action, but this is still good in my opinion. Definitely a great start to the series, and the theme, dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's the first Mission Impossible. Check out all my reviews on these movies if you want more depth on them. Alright, coming at number 4, I was flip-flopping with this and number 3, but I put this at number 4, and that is Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Yeah, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I started thinking about it, and yes, it's a really good movie. I do have a couple of issues with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. The villain's not really that great. He's better than the Mission Impossible villain in Mission Impossible 2 and Ghost Protocol, which is a good thing. He's like the third or second best villain of the franchise, and the pacing towards the third act it just kind of drags. If this dragged, this probably would have been easily one of my favourites, but But you know, this is still a good Mission Impossible movie. You know, got to see this twice in the theater. Love the slipcover. The opening is great. And the motorbike scene is fantastic. The first time Christopher McQuarrie directed a Mission Impossible film. And yeah, this is definitely one of the best fifth installments in a franchise. Not perfect, but a very good Mission Impossible film. Alright, coming at number 3 is the one that brought things back on track, where the series is now, and that is Mission Impossible 3. The reason why I put this above Rogue Nation is because this to me was just an action thriller. If you want more depth thoughts, go and watch my review of this. Yeah, Mission Impossible 3, I really enjoyed it. J.J. Abrams directed this movie. The action sequences are great. Two best scenes in the movie is one where Ethan Hunt has a sniper gun on the bridge, which is intense, and the running scene, which is just iconic. Yeah, that was probably that. It was that and Ghost Protocol, which we'll get into in a minute, as my favourite running scenes in the whole franchise. Yeah, which we'll get to in a moment. And yeah, Mission Impossible 3, I really enjoy this movie. It has lots of action in there. And yeah, it has the best villain in the franchise. It has probably until Fallout, which we'll get to later. And yeah. Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman was great as the villain. Rest in peace. If you want more thoughts, go and watch my review. Mission Impossible 3, my number 3. Alright, coming at number 2 is the one that used to be my favourite, and that is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Yes, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol was the 4th film in the franchise. One of the best 4th films in a franchise, definitely up there. Again, the only problem I have with it is the villain, who is the worst villain in the series. And yes, but the scenes are amazing. The stunt scene is incredible. The tallest building in the world, one of the tallest buildings in the world. I mean, how is that possible for someone to climb that high? And he's getting old, Tom Cruise. Yeah. Yeah, Brad Pitt directed this movie so well. And yes, this is very intense action film. Some people prefer Rogue Nation over this, and that's their opinion. That's fine. And yeah, but despite that one criticism I have with it, and yes, V. Hames, Luther, is barely in it, but I personally thought that was okay. That was kind of the second problem I had with the movie, but I didn't have a problem with it as much as the villain, which wasn't really good. But that's really only problems I have, really. But Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is an amazing action film, in my opinion. And yeah, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. If you haven't seen it, you really should watch it, like the other films. And number 1 is the most recent film, and that is Mission Impossible Fallout. Wow, Mission Impossible Fallout had so many amazing stuff in it. Yeah, the opening, the bathroom scene, the motorbike scene, the running scene where Tom Cruise nearly kills himself, and yes, he is yet to die. And of course, not to mention the amazing helicopter scene where we see Henry Cavill's character becoming the villain, who is probably the new best villain in the franchise. I am telling you. I mean, seriously, this is how you film action. This is like one of the best action films ever made. This is how you do action films. Yeah, same thing with Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Mad Max, and Die Hard, and The Matrix, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. And yeah, this is how you film action. Yeah, this might be my favourite Tom Cruise film of all time. I loved it that much. I mean, guys, if you've not, yes, this is the IMAX big theatre is worth it, guys. It is worth it to see on the biggest screen as possible. I mean, if you don't have a near IMAX, you think at least the biggest screen you know to see this movie, and Fallout is one of those movies to see in a big theatre. If you want more thoughts, go and check it out. But this is how you do some action film right there. Fallout is my #1. Alrighty guys, that was my ranking on the Mission Impossible films. I've done my Jurassic Park ranking and my Mission Impossible series. That's the two most important things I had to do this year, because I haven't reviewed those franchises yet, and now I have, which is great. But yes, comment down below, let me know, how would you rank these movies? I'm interested to know in the comments below. And stay tuned for my best and worst films of the summer, guys. I am going to get to it, guys. I just haven't had the perfect time to do it yet. And yes, hopefully at some point I will do it. I'm definitely going to do it this weekend, I think. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you haven't heard, I'm competing in Rotten or Fresh, so stay tuned for that, guys. If you haven't heard of Rotten or Fresh, look it up on YouTube, and you'll know what I mean. But yeah, as always, comment, like, and subscribe. All my social media links are in the description down below. Don't forget to click on the notification bell before you leave. And as always, until my next video, whatever I'm making, I will see you guys next time, and peace.